New content creator here, the Cactus Kid Garage. Make sure your phone's recording before you shoot a 3-minute long subject and set line. Want to give you guys just a debrief on the car. Coming your way, guys, in the next episodes is going to be a full restoration of the front disc brake conversion from drum. I have all the suspension removed. We're going to do an Eastwood rust encapsulator. I'm going to give you guys some feedback, reviews on how that works. Eastwood's been around forever. I have not used a lot of their products, but I'm really excited to do so. Hopefully that isn't copyright infringement. Excited to use your products. I'm going to do some cleanup of these torsion rods. We're going to have to bang them out, put in some new bushings, a lot of new suspension, old suspension technology that I've never worked on before, but I'm really excited to work on it on the old Dart here. I've got my VIN tag code here. I'm going to be cleaning things up as I go. Wire looms, wire harness looms, getting rid of the antenna. I'm going to do some really cool under the dash stuff, keeping it all NOS nostalgic, but having a little Bluetooth receiver built into the original radio unit. Those will come in later episodes. Obviously need to get this old cracked windshield replaced and do some body resurfacing of the under parts of the windshield, since I do have some small drainage leaks here coming from these specific areas. Overall, I'm excited to share this journey with you guys. I'm approaching it like I'm a 16-year-old kid that bought this car, this 65 Dodge Dart in the late 70s, 80s, and basically said, how am I going to make this thing rip? How am I going to make it fast? Well, your early A bodies were 63 through 66. The Barracudas are when they kind of got a little crazy and went overboard and said, "Yeah, we'll put a Hemi in it." You got guys that have put 383s, 440s, your Hemis, 426 Hemis in these small A body cars, and that's cool. Lots of guys have done it. But if I was a kid on a budget doing it the way I was when I was 16, 17, 18, and my grandpa, my uncle, somebody gave this to me, I'd be putting a 318, 340, 360 straight into it, 4-speed, making this haul ass so you guys can be with me when it takes its first trip down the drag strip. Hopefully high 11s, low 12s, till I get, a little bit more serious and think about more power. So thank you guys so much for joining me and subscribing to this 1965 Dodge Dart early A-body project that I've been doing. Wouldn't be better than having you guys here on 106-degree mid 4 p.m. Sunday. Here's the 1965 Dodge Dart. You'll see more parts missing from it than what actually should be on it. All right, original 1965 base model 170 coupe, 2-door post, 225 cubic inch slant 6 with a 3 on the tree drop speed transmission. This was and is an Arizona car from what I know, and not that high mileage, 40,000 something. Not a lot of rust, other than some new areas that I've found recently. But from what I know, I've got this car from the owner, Northern Arizona, hopped up slant 6, rebuilt, cammed. Things sound nasty. I'll actually include a little sound bit for you guys of the original slant 6. A lot of my heart wanted to keep the slant 6. I was thinking turbo, rebuild it, make it even nastier. But rear main seal puking out. Had to take the engine out anyways. And I wanted to kind of give you guys the historical provenance of what I want to do with this project. So first off, Cactus Kid Garage, Cactus Kid Matt, might be asking, where did that name come from? Well, might come from the little Saguaros in my ears, growing up, native of Arizona, northern Arizona. Been in Phoenix better half of my life. Dad is an engineer, software engineer, did avionics checklist systems for a lot of high-end aviation companies that you guys know and are familiar with. But my dad was the second William, and I bypassed the second William, and I got the name Matt. And I do know Dad was named Bill, Billy, Billy the Kid, and then you got William, Wild Bill. So the only way I could think of coming up with a badass Southwest gun shooter is the Cactus Kid. Saguaros everywhere, things that bite, stick, sting, they don't faze me. Now, I know that's a joke, but I do love the Wild West. And, I do have a background in geology, Sonoran Desert ecology, and overall the lay of the land from northern Arizona, Grand Canyon, High Plateau, all the way to, the lower desert. And I take a lot of it seriously. I do hike in high temperatures, and I do hike in the middle of the winter. I read farmers' almanacs on weather records, but this is more about the 65 Dodge Dart than it is me, and you will see I'm a lot cleaner than I was the last episode. That suspension had me sweating and dirty, and I think I even got a little metal particle out of my knee a day ago that festered out. But super glad to have you guys on this channel. Not looking to reinvent the wheel here, just looking to show progress on an early A body. I think these cars are so good. As you can see, my garage is filled with parts. Hooray! Suspension, short block, heads. Going to show you guys some in-depth pictures of the heads, what type of head castings they are, and what I had done to them. Got the wonderful cherry picker Summit Racing seats. Front end, short block, important stuff here, damper, all your good front end dressings. And then I do have the Toyota GR and the wonderful 2024 iForce Max Tacoma truck Norris, the ladies' favorite. The ladies, I'm lucky when I get to drive it. She does not like to drive in the old 6-speed all-wheel drive Hot Wheels machine here, but nonetheless, we have fun. We love our cars, and I've got a lot of parts to put in the old Dart. I'm putting myself on a 2-month completion for rear end, engine, clutch, suspension, transmission. We gonna have a fun episode coming your way where I'm actually going to show myself showing where I'm going to grind out the tunnel for the 4-speed shifter, original 4-speed A833 transmission here, 24 spline. I'm not going to lie, I started buying parts before I knew what I was in for when it comes to a Mopar. Mopar's Chrysler parts are more expensive. They're not easy to find, especially here in Arizona. And you get the wrong thing from the wrong year that you're trying to retrofit, and you just wasted all your money. I got really lucky. I won't know until we put the transmission and rear end and I have the drive shaft shortened that everything works out properly. But from what I know, the rear end I got is from a mid-60s A-body. I did some reverse looking up of the code and the tag. I think it's actually out of a B-body, which puts me 1.5 inches wider than the stock rear end. This could be a good thing or a bad thing. I already got some wheels lined up that are actually less offset that should tuck the tire nice into the wheel well. But I really want to hone in on these bad boys. Check this out. Not gonna lie, this took a while to get these back from the machine shop, local machine shop. Communication not the greatest, but what a fun set of dudes to hang out with. Man, they they do a killer job. So really cool. I bought a 318, but it had 360 J heads on it. So what am I going to do? Order some aluminum heads? No, I kind of want to keep quenching low, all Mopar, a really cool like little rat rod build. So fortunate to have 360 heads here. They had the small valves. I had them punch them up, 30-degree angle, 202s, overlapping there, and see the J head casting. I did some really light porting here. Really light porting on both intake exhaust side. Can't wait to get these things on this bad boy with these Keith Black. Oh, I can't let you guys all in on the goodness yet. These Keith Black pistons. This is how you raise the overall compression on a early 318 block. Well, shit, better give a shout out to this eBay seller, Norm Speed Shop. Not an easy part to find these days. This is a steering drop down from your pitman arms, you know, to your ball joints and tie rods. Holy cow, super nice condition here. We're going to be putting that in here shortly. But two things you really need to swap a V8 into an early A body is that and a different set of motor mounts from Schumacher Motor Mounts. I'm going to put that in the information here when I post this video. But no changing of the K member. Just need that drop down to clear the oil pan. Lots of interesting things going on here, though. I have an older speedo gear here from the 3 on the tree that I'm hoping will go straight into the A833. Might have to redo this synchro gear here. Going to be removing these levers. Not that much information here online about the steering columns and whatnot, but I'm going to basically eliminate these pivoting first, second, third gears here. I'm going to do a CV joint boot over here. Going to do a little R&R restoration here on that. And then there's really not that much to these things. When I do the front disc brake conversion, part 2 of that conversion, I'm probably going to be doing a different biased valve master cylinder. So I'll have more information on that. But just a quick walkthrough on the car. Got rid of all the carpet and got a little more painting to do. Figured out where my leak is coming from. The only reason I had a little bit of rust on the floor pans is from this cracked windshield. So a lot of things to learn about here, but battery's already mounted to the rear. Got a little drag car on my hands. I'm excited. This is going to be so much fun. Can't wait to get you guys more excited about this build.